Also provided timeframes for compliance of each option. Voting to give the City of Gardner more time to further weigh the pros and cons and costs for compliance will help determine the appropriate course of action to best represent the majority of our residents. Thank you for listening. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Brett. Floor is still open for new business item number 1. Good evening. Please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. My name is Kevin Stevie. I live at 118 East Colleen Court. I've been a citizen of Gardner for 15 years. I'm a veteran of the Marine Corps and a concealed carry license holder. And so I've got a couple of comments, but first I want to address the overwhelming data that was just presented by Brett. It was wonderful data, but it's about the 6-month exemption that you already filed for. It's not about the 4-year exemption that you're getting ready to file for. And then on top of that, everybody's doing it. Boy, are y'all parents? Everybody, hey mom, I want to do it, everybody's doing it. That's the worst excuse in the world to make something happen. Everybody else is doing it. But what I wanted to focus on, and I've sent almost every one of you a letter about it, is liability. As I read the statute that was passed, the state gives the city 2 outs to absolve themselves of all liability in the case the worst thing happens. You can A, install metal detectors and full-time security guards, or you can B, take the stickers down and let the citizens carry. The option you are now considering does not absolve you of liability, which means that a lawyer is going to tie this city up in court for years, arguing about the competency of the person who created the plan, no offense, Chief, if it's you, arguing about the validity of the plan itself, and what other choices you could have made. Now, to me, it's a pretty straightforward decision here. What it comes down to is we can't afford that kind of liability exposure.
Thank you, Kevin. Is there anyone else? Please state your name and address for the record.
My name's Lee Moore. I live at 521 East Dogwood Street. I've been a concealed carry holder. I'm also a veteran of the United States Air Force. Been carrying concealed since January 3rd, 2007, when it was legal. I was probably the first guy in Johnson County to get it because I was the first guy in line at the DMV that day. I'm a staunch supporter of the Second Amendment. I don't think City Hall is a place for firearms. Personally, I wouldn't choose to carry here, even if it were legal. Just a personal choice. Everybody should have that same choice. I think each of you should have that choice. When I'm carrying, this is what I look like. I'm exactly the same. I mean, nobody could tell if I'm carrying or not. I mean, no offense, Chief, but I don't think there's any amount of training that you could have that could tell somebody that I've got a Glock carried next to my appendix right now. It's just not going to happen. I mean, you just can't make that determination. So I guess the point of that is it's an inanimate object. Whether you're carrying it or not doesn't really matter. The people that are allowed to carry have been trained. They've been vetted by the state. So there's really no reason to protect yourselves from these people, these 300 people in Gardner. I don't think, I also agree with the Chief on as far as employee carry. As an employee of, where I work, we're not allowed to carry there either, and I'm fine with that. I think, you just got to deal with certain things in, in the workplace, and that's one of them. So that's basically all I had to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Lee. Please.
Kelly Morrow, 718 North Cottonwood. I just want to bring up just a couple things that I've been thinking about with the majority of this. One of the first things is that there's several different Facebook sites out here with Gardner, and there's been a lot of talk about it. One of the things that I keep hearing over and over is that there was a company called DVC that was offering free concealed carry any staff member of the city. And nobody took them up on it. Kind of makes you wonder why. Did they not feel that there was a need to have that done? They don't like guns? Either way, nobody in the city staff asked for it, so I'm going to guess they probably don't think they need it. And when it comes to I keep hearing about all the vetting, and I know that they do a really good background check when anybody's getting a concealed carry permit. And there's a lot of great things about it. I mean, I've come very close to getting my own permit, and I still plan on doing it at some point. But one of the things, and this comes directly from the instructor's handbook for concealed carry classes, the 8-hour classes. Concealed carry classes is not tactical handgun course, but it does include instructions on way to secure, conceal a handgun, safe methods of loading and unloading. What good is that going to do? Okay, so if we're in here and we're talking about bringing up concealed carry, because if something happens in City Hall, well, I'm sorry, nobody's been trained tactically. You're going to pray and, spray and pray? You're going to get a lot of people shot. One of the other things that came off of the instructor's handbook that I found fairly interesting about it, this is under the written test. Prior to the conclusion of the class, instructor shall review with the students, retest on all incorrect answers until the final score is 100%. I mean, why have the test? You're not leaving until you pass it with 100%. Why have the test then? And just one other thing, real quick. One of the things that makes you just think. Throughout all this, 2052, that when it was passed, it's just odd that the Capitol complex, it doesn't affect the Capitol complex. You're not allowed to take a gun there, period. Not allowed to take a gun anywhere in the Capitol complex, Capitol building, governor's office, governor's mansion, rep offices, senator's offices. You're not allowed to do it. You're just not allowed to do it. I think that is a bit odd that, they're trying to force it down our throats, but it doesn't, but not us. And it also affects all the county courthouses. I mean, we're picking and choosing here. So, that was just my 2 cents. Thanks.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to make comments about new business item number 1? With no one coming forward. Chief? Oh, okay.
It's brief.
All right.
My name's Bruce Hughes. I live at 322 East Colleen Drive. The point I wanted to bring up really had to do with the option of the security plans. I think everyone else addressed that this is costly regardless what options you take, that if you're going to comply, it's going to cost $100,000 and up, and ongoing costs, and potentially open you up to some really serious liability. I mean, completely open-ended liability. But my issue is with the security plan. Think of it from the other side, the citizen side. If you go with this exemption, you're asking the citizens to trust you guys blindly. They have no access to the security plan. They have no way to know how well it was vetted. Again, no offense. They've got no options. They have to trust you.